Good evening, ladies and gentlefolk. This is Chris, also known as the Alter Ego, and I'm here to start like a little sometimes series that I'm going to call Bronze League Belters. Uh, as I've probably discussed before, I've been stuck in Bronze League for my entire life. There are signs that I might someday get out of it, but every time it looks like that way, I fall by the wayside. But one of the advantages of this is that you see some absolutely cracking play that you would not see in any other league, competition, whatever, on when we won it anyway. And every now and again, I think I'll just broadcast one of these absolute crackers. Some of them will include field games by me, no doubt. Like the time I built 60 drones and some guy threw in 3 Hellions and I died. Trying to build up economy. But anyway, didn't build any units. Uh, but this one, I just thought I'd put through. This guy that I was playing against was obviously a pretty decent player. I made, as you'll see, one very key error at the time, and actually looking back, it's quite a while ago. I didn't play particularly well. I'll point out some of the things, but I want to show the difference or what happened in the game. It's quite a long game. It's about 37 minutes long, as you can see here on the right, but I'm gonna fast through it, and I locked my cam from the start. So I was playing Terran at the time, and I played Zerg. It's not that much different, really, if you think about it. Apart from build units quickly via Zerg, you build units continually with Terran, and I'm very particularly not good, as you can see here. So I'm running through at times 8 at the start. Standard opening for me. Let's build the bunker, or sorry, the supply depot within barracks. Guy came in and scouted. I built the second barracks. Now, I will say at the time, my standard opening this time was to do some fancy harass, right? Early on, because I found that an awful lot of players just did not, um, scout for it, and you had to get, in my view, the protests earlier on at the 60s to 70s minute mark, before they get the observer out, etc., to combat that. So that was my thing. So why I was building the second barracks, you'll never know. I need to get a factory. I need to get gas. I need all those things. As you can probably see my mini map and looking down here, I've only got one gas even at the moment, and I'm building a second barracks. So, let's not throw rules at myself. This was not very good play. So second barracks built. I threw down a factory. Finally built. Threw down a second. Gas. This is better. Still pumping drones. That's not bad. Or SCV, should I say? Got that up, and I've got my tech lab up. Brilliant. So we're about 6 minutes 20. Like I say, I'm late. Planted a supply depot to get myself vision. Had scouted the opponent to see that they had 2 gates, cybernetics core, nothing else, but it was presumable to think they were either going to go 2 gate robo 4 gate, something like that, or 3 gate robo 4 gate. Okay, so we're about 6.5 minute mark. Not much happened to throw up a bunker in case I got some early pressure, and I moved my factory to build my tech lab and built a supply depot. Now, I'll stop it here. You've probably seen some cracking things in your time, but if I do this, look at the lovely gap I've left through there. Pretty big mistake. So, I mean, I was going. Obviously, my Banshee should have been out at 1. I could have went. I still had no cloak researched. Although, as you can see, it's pumping away there. But at that big gap, I got a tank out to deal with any pressure while I was doing this, which was fine, except, of course, that lovely gap in the middle, which I didn't know. I don't want to turn on the production tab. I mean, I did a pretty reasonable job of keeping my money low, but here comes the push from the Protoss player. So he'd managed to get what looks like a pretty decent 4-gate strategy. I'd go back and look at this later. Oh, I'd scanned and got his 4-gate. Right, so he was doing his 4-gate push. I had my bunker for pressure. Closed off the gap there. I probably would have been alright, especially if Siege Tech kicked in, etc. But of course, big gap, and he's through. So it gets the pressure. I'm really in no position to defend it. Why I'm building a missile turret, really not sure. Well, I suppose for DT pressure. Okay, so it's all going to hell. Not having didn't pull SCVs, and what we'll have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 stalkers. I'm sure there's a fourth pylon, and I had sent my banshees. So I recall them. I was in a pretty bad way. So they decided to go target the missile turret for some reason. I decided to build an SCV while trying to pump stuff out. I had a siege tank coming out. Really, I'm in no fit position to do anything. I had tried to expand at the time and was pumping out another Banshee. My money was sitting quite high, as was his. Why he was targeting barracks, I still don't know. There's my one Marine. Oh, he's dead. So at this stage, I was still floating by Banshees up here. Why? No idea. Cloak had kicked in. They were still sitting there. My base was getting torn to pieces, and as you can see, I decided then to bring my Banshees back. I had absolutely nothing else to defend it. I had a command center lifted here that I decided to float with 4 SCVs inside it. Genius. Didn't drone rush, they were just going to die. We still had these 10, 12 now things, and here we go. Cloak Banshee 1. Command center is going to go down. Didn't bother repairing it. I'm just trying to mine for all I'm worth. And as you can see, I actually had a pretty decent number of minerals, but it was down in food even before I lose SCVs very, very heavily. This guy obviously thought it was one. I had 3 Cloak Banshees. This was going to run out. It was a race against time to see could I get enough of these stalkers killed in the meantime. As my food is plummeting down 20, I decided to run away. Let's try and salvage them. Didn't happen. I had 1 Banshee uncloaked. Now the other 2 were going down. They were running out. They were taking my supply depots. My food was down to 13. The Protoss just wasn't going to give up. I had landed over here and unloaded. And I basically had 3 Banshees here fighting off these 4 Zealots. Now the good thing about targeting the Stalkers first was that I didn't have very much in the way of they didn't have very much in the way of shooting up, so he was running about. He knew the Zealots were dead, and that was it. Fended off with these 3 Banshees. Right, so at this moment in time, I'm thinking to myself, shit, I'm beat, but we'll just play it out for the next couple of minutes, see how it goes. I've got a good stash of money. I don't know what my opponent's doing. You can see that he actually had done nothing in the background. He had lost all his units and was sitting at a supply advantage in that the gap there. I was sitting with no building structures to build. I was doing the panic thing. I'd queued up 5 SCVs. I mean, what else was I going to do with the money anyway? I needed the mine. I had 1 starport which I decided to build a Viking out of. I think actually the reason behind that at the time was that I could land the Vikings and maybe do some harass with the Vikings, so I could shoot air and maybe get down and take out a few probes or something at the mineral line just to disrupt this guy. But for all intents and purposes, I was beat. So we'll play this out and see how I go. So my only thing at the moment is I have got to build economy back up. So let's speed it up. Threw down an engineering bay. My thought was actually at this time, I'll put some pressure on with these Banshees. He was obviously afraid of them, but as you can see, that didn't last for very long. I made cannons everywhere. It spent a fortune in cannons. He went from, well, we'll not even look at his tab, but he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cannons there that I can see anyway. Whereas if he just built a couple of things, my only thing was building command centers when I had money to try and get both my economy back up, even though we didn't have SCVs to support it, but to at least draw us fire. That was my other concern. I needed, if I just stayed in one base, I was dead. He would have found me, he'd have taken it out, it probably wouldn't matter what I did. He was going to come any second with, even with 6 stalkers. Nothing I could have done. So I play. Right. I'm not even doing a good job rallying the SCVs. Playing in a bit of panic. Um, pumping SCVs. I really haven't got an awful lot else. Thinking, the pressure's going to come, the pressure's going to come, the pressure's going to come. What we had here, there's a stalker, brilliant. So, that was it. If you actually see, we'll see this later, he comes straight past this expansion that I've put a planetary fortress on to defend it. And my couple of marines and my Viking. So he went for this one. Couldn't see an awful lot. There it is. There's the big push again at the 22-minute mark. So he has quite a lot of zealots. I have nothing produced. Back home I have this small force here, and over here I've 2 tanks. I managed to get siege tech, but really I'm still thinking, dead. What am I going to do? I don't really have anything to fend this off. I'm just killing off all my supply. My supply's plummeting again. I'm thinking, right, well, all I have left is these 2 other bases. I'll keep going. I may have 64 supply, or food should I say, but I'm well down. Thank God for this planetary fortress I could repair. Couple of turrets up. There's the 2 void rays came up, switch tech. 1 Viking came in handy, and these couple of turrets. Still thinking, any day now. I mean, I've been just playing catch up all the time. Managed to repair. Wipe this out. And actually, now I'm just thinking macro. I just need to build units. The push is coming any second now. I thought to myself, well, he's going to go searching for other depots or other command centres. So I built another one here. And again, I was thinking to myself, well, my food's not getting bad, but it's going to come back again. There's the next push. 1 void ray. And it was about this time that I started to go, what is going on here? I mean, there's only 1 void ray here. This guy should be, I mean, this is 30 minutes into the game. I should be gone. I'm defending for life. Siege tech, turtling a bit, but really wide open. I mean, there's not an awful lot to stop him. Even at that case there, if he can take out these couple of marines, there's a handful there. There's no anti-air. There's not too much there. So I'm still turning away. Managed to get this base up and running. And yeah, I should transfer drones, but as I say, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to push out. What actually is turned into half an hour feels like about 5 minutes for me. I feel like I should have been dead a long time ago. So I'll flash through to the end of this game. And you'll see what happened. He pushed his void res there. I lifted off again. And what I tried to get to do was get him to chase me as far away from them up as I could. And I was going to land up here. Okay, as far as I remember anyway. Sent the SCVs with it. Great. And away we go. Now here, I'd started to actually amass a pretty decent force. In the panic that I had all these tanks. I'd even had a couple of Thors that were, upgraded a bit. What have we got? So, decided to go out for a wee push. So I thought I was going to come to his door. Now you can see the supply things here. He was on 1 base here. He had a gas here. Quite mad. And he had 2 void rays. So I'm thinking at any time now it's going to come down and get me. And nothing appeared. And then he left the game. So I was sitting thinking, I was expanding all over the place still. Just getting economy. Had all these units left at home. As you can see, he left with 11 food. What happened? So what I'll do is I'll run through this very quickly. And I'll show you what my opponent did. Okay. Well, look. So, and I'll turn on the production tab as well. So, as I say, pretty good player as it turns out. Executed a 4 gate reasonably well for Bronze League. Building drones, quite well. He slipped a bit there, but then, I mean, this is very, very mid-tier Bronze League at the time. He got his 4 gate up, he got supply up. He's sitting his good supply cap here to just pump units, build up his money, and hit the units out. He got a scan, didn't panic. He just started to build units, got them out. Great. And went for a push. Now, what I'll say about this push, he didn't get a forward pylon. If he'd got the forward pylon, this would not have been in any doubt. Okay, so he gets to here. I have my Banshees over there, and he goes for his push, and he's in. Right, he's taking out all the bits and bobs. Okay, he's in. Now, what I want to do right here is look at his units. So with this time, I'm sitting on 2 Banshees, 26 SEVs. He's sitting on 2 Zealots, 13 Stalkers, and 18 Probes. Now, what I want you to do is watch this probe bit. Right. We're at 11 minutes still, and we still have 18 probes. I'm down to 4 SCVs and 3 Banshees. He's in 18 probes. He didn't macro up, but really, even at that, it shouldn't have really mattered. We're another 5 minutes after the initial attack. He's actually lost the probe. He's down to 17. Still 17. Hey, Stalker. 17. 17. And furiously, all I'm trying to do is rebuild an economy. 17. After that initial attack, what's he done? He's pumped all his money into cans, no doubt. He hasn't built an SCV. It's just 10 minutes. Over 10 minutes since the initial attack. No SCV. No SCV. Really, I could have attacked at nearly any time from around, nowish, and I'd had the game won. Even after that initial attack, when I wiped out this force here, I could have pushed with what I had here and here, and I probably could have won. 17 probes, 17 probes, 17 probes. We're now 15 minutes after the attack. He just totally forgot about building probes and getting economy. He was still sitting on a single base. One base. Incredible. And the type of thing you only see in the Bronze League. I'll take you right through the end to see if he does build a probe. I think he actually does. It kicks into him at a certain time that he should. So he attacked about 10 minutes and still 17 probes. Even when he mined out here, he didn't even think, we've got to get an expansion up here to build a probe. We're now 20 minutes after his initial attack. There you go. The Nexus is going up for his first expansion. And did we get a probe? Did we get a probe coming? Here we go. So we started pumping probes from this new Nexus. And he still does something that's also equally insane. Do you remember that lovely gas that was seen up there? Well, he does try and put down an expansion. He has all of a sudden realised that, oh my god, I need more money. I need more money. He probably thinks this game should have been on his side. Here it comes. So he comes with a probe. He goes to throw gas geysers up just to get more gas. He knows I'm there. Shouldn't have been a problem. He comes, he's got 3 void rays, but this time it's all over. And he ends just the 7 probes left in here. So, what does that tell us? when you get your initial attack, you ram home your economy advantage and you just build more probes all the time. Just keep going. Doesn't matter what's happening in your thing. You keep on building probes. You don't necessarily need more units all the time. He could have thrown units at me at any time. If he'd had a forward pylon, it would have been all over. But this guy, not a bad player. Just totally forgot to build probes for 20 minutes. I hope you enjoyed that. Take care. Bye bye.